Good evening. Vinal, Rashi,
Good evening.
Renuka,
Good
Vibha.
evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing all?
Good
Good.
evening.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, better.
Your fever better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I broke my fast. So I'm
Oh,
on fruits. Yeah.
You went on a fast.
Yeah, it was due to fever. Body indicated. Yeah. Yeah, body raised
What
fever.
was the indication?
Yeah, tastelessness of the tongue.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you doing, Vibha? Am I audible, Vibha? I'm not sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
I couldn't unmute. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm trying to start my video.
Yeah. Video conversation would be better. If Renuka can also. Yeah, great. Thank you. A good conversation happening. I wish this one last message from Shilpi isn't being born with an acute genetic disease or being born sheer poverty or being surrounded by very unfavorable circumstances. Some circumstances not a real problem. So we were talking about problem. Rupesh shared this. Renuka, did you see that?
Yes.
This one.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Any thought on this? Anyone?
Like at one level, there are no problems, but on the outer level, there are problems as such. There are real problems also. Yeah, finally, it is even that problem is a perception only.
Yeah, and it's out of comparison, isn't it? Like problem, anything we term as problem is out of comparison. We compare that situation with some uh, diagonally opposite situation, then we term that as a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shilpi is also here. Hi, Shilpi. Hi, Shilpi. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
We were discussing about your proposal only, about something being problem.
Yes,
Can you share your thought?
yes, I think I've started understanding how it is not a problem, but that is for somebody who is inquiring. Now, the most of the people are so engrossed in what they think is a problem that they are not inquiring.
What is this inquiry, Shilpi? Like, can we
thinking
opt
about
not to inquire? Can we opt not to inquire? Like
yeah,
only we
with
can block inquiry.
yes.
When
So
you say that
blocking,
if somebody is not inquiring, if somebody is inquiring, for them it is not a problem.
yes,
Then what is primary? Like the blockage of the inquiry is the problem for that individual who has
yes,
created the perception of problem.
yes, yes. Because there's so many very widely held blockages, in the name of the various beliefs that come in. It's just not doesn't look possible for most people to unblock that inquiry. And I mean, for someone who started understanding, we can't do it unless somebody wants to do it.
Can you repeat the last sentence?
One can't facilitate somebody who doesn't want to.
Yeah.
So isn't that a real problem for those people?
How can it be real problem? Because of the lack of perceptory movement. Because of
And then-
stagnated perception, one identifies something as a problem. Then how can we term that as a real problem? That's the question.
So we also say that the lack of vitality is also the reason for not being able to unblock the inquiry.
Yes.
Now, the lack of vitality doesn't let one inquire, and with lack of inquiry, the vitality is
Yes, it's
also
a vicious
low.
cycle in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then how would one get out of it?
That's a different challenge, but let's identify whether there can be a real problem. Problems are imaginary. Let's try and identify that to start with. After that, how a perceived problem can be worked upon, that we can discuss separately. But let's try and identify that all the problems are not real. If it is a real, then how it can be real? Let's inquire into.
I really want to understand, because it is very easy to say this when we are not in, when we have understood this, and if at all one comes across a situation now. But when you have not understood this, when the inquiry has not begun to be unblocked, like say for instance, in case of our kind of group, and then you are in a problem. It is, you know what I mean?
You are in a situation.
You are in a situation,
which
yes.
you start terming as a problem.
Yes.
Yes.
So when we have started understanding this, it is very easy to say it's not a real problem.
No, a situation has been termed by myself as a problem.
Yes.
Then how can I claim that as a real problem? Real problem means as a fact, like problem. Problem is an interpretation of a situation, basically. Be it problem or solution, both. In fact, a situation is a situation. Now, when we term this as a problem, then what extra is happening within us? It's an idea converted into belief. Nothing else.
Yes.
So that's a burden that
Yes.
we create within ourselves. Otherwise, every situation is just a situation. Am I putting this?
No,
to you,
not
yeah.
at all. Not at all. But I'm just trying to understand that, it is easy to understand it when we have started inquiring. What about somebody whose inquiry is blocked?
So that in any way, whoever is identifying some situation as a problem will continue to identify that as a problem. Cannot do anything for that. Because it is an individual's journey to identify a situation as a situation, not as a problem, or a situation as a solution, not as a situation.
Yes.
No? So,
Yes.
so first, let's clarify that this is an individual interpretation. Anyone has got any? Renuka?
I'm just thinking that maybe on an individual level, yes, we can look at like that. But how about in a society? So, like, when we look at as a whole, like say when Hitler was there, wasn't it a problem? Or how the democracy is working, isn't it a problem? Yes, these are all ideas, but when you look at it on an individual level, but when we look at it in general, I think I'm not sure. These seem problems.
Yeah, anyone else like on Hitler-like situation? When it is a yeah, Minu, want to say something?
So once when we were discussing about someone who is in prison, and it is possible for that person also to be free. So in any situation, like for example, in the Hitler example or any other example, like it is the interpretation of whatever the situation is that is being termed as a problem or whatever it is.
So here, what we actually miss the difference between a pain and a problem. Shilpi, a pain is a pain a problem?
No.
But pain is a discomforting experience.
Yes.
Pain is a discomforting experience, and we have default response towards pain, which lead us to avoid pain. Mostly mechanically, naturally mechanically. Like suppose my wrist is paining and it is restricting me to move this way. So I'll not move it to avoid pain mechanically. That's a natural response. Now, the problem necessarily is an interpretation happens in mind. Physically, any pain can be responded to avoid. Most of the pains are responded naturally by the body and we avoid the pain. So the Hitler-like condition, or Minu mentioned about being in prison, it's a physical condition. It's a physical condition. Now your mind is always free unless you bring a prison.
But in case of like natural calamities, for example, flood, drought, where you are unable to eat.
Yes.
Because that is something the body requires. It's not mind driven. It's a rational, feeling of hunger, thirst.
Yes.
Will
so
that not be?
I'll strive to procure food. That's
yes.
a natural response that will.
Yes, yes. Will that not be considered as a real problem in that case?
No. See, let's not conclude that will that be considered or not, but as an individual, how that individual will be able to process that particular situation if it is happening to that individual. If it is just a physical discomforting situation, then if that individual is alive, having optimum energy conserved, then we'll try to overcome that particular discomforting situation, the physical discomfort, the unavailability of food, shelter, clothing, all this. Now, when I start perceiving that particular situation as a problem in the mind, then my energy is depleted and I become unable to procure the physical reduction of the problem, of the discomforting situation, the problem that we identify. So what do we need to identify?
Sorry, just one thing I want to say this. Even if with the consideration of the problem, suppose here you gave a situation where like you are not able to do it, but even if you are able to do it, then also your energy is being depleted because of the perception of the situation
as a problem. Yes.
So
So that we need to
whether we
identify
are
that.
able to come out of that situation or not, irrespective of that, the problem exists if it is there in the mind, if it exists. I don't know if I was able to explain that.
Yeah. So you mentioned about a situation that despite identifying it's a problem, I can solve it, suppose. Then also it's an overload. It's an overload on the energy. Sahil has joined. Welcome, Sahil.
Yeah, hi.
Basically, considering anything as a problem is the wastage of
It's a
energy.
mental interpretation. It's a mental interpretation. That's what. Are you able to identify this, Rashi? Like it's a
Yes,
flood
yes.
problem. Suppose I'm
Yes.
caged. I'm
Yeah.
flooded. Recently
Yeah.
in Bengal, even in my city also, it was all flooded. So if I am confined there, then think about two situations that I am confined and I'm identifying the physical discomfort and I am trying to overcome it. I'm trying to overcome it. That's a natural response. If I am having a support of my energy, then I'll try and overcome it. Versus, I'm interpreting this situation as a big problem. So two things.
Yeah.
One is the physical discomforting situation, and then there is that interpretation that is playing around because of the comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
Doesn't
think
yeah, sorry. Yes, Rashi.
no.
go ahead.
So basically, then this interpretation and this idea of problem will block you from finding a solution to your situation. That's what you are saying, right?
Not always, but sometimes. As Meenu said that
Okay.
I may be able to overcome the situation,
Yeah.
but that also doesn't justify this interpretation
Yes.
of the situation as a problem.
But doesn't the physical situation a lot of times impact our mental, psychological, emotional interpretation of it? It
Eva,
kind of
if we do not inquire the physical experience, so what is the root of the idea? You know, if you go deeper into finding the root of the ideas, from where the ideas come, the root is always this physical entry, the masked physical entry. The ideas actually seep in. When we consume a pizza, we are not consuming a physical matter. We are consuming an idea. When we are wearing makeup, that time we are consuming ideas that I have to look good, to be presentable, or whatsoever. So all these ideas are sipping in from the physical side. With a morph physical entity, we consider that as a physical entity, and we get confused that considering that as a fact. Unmodified physical entity is a fact. Modified physical entity cannot be considered as a fact, but we end up considering that as a fact, and that's where the start of the idea. That's where the ideas start pouring in. We start borrowing ideas.
So can we say that the physical aspect, what we are saying here in a situation, can be equivalent to discomfort or pain, and the psychological aspect of considering it as a problem is the suffering.
Yes. Yes.
So pain is always going to be there.
Yeah,
But
pain
the
is an
suffering-
indicator. Pain is an indicator.
Yeah.
It will be there.
But the
Without that,
suffering-
we'll become a robot. The suffering is our creation. Hi, Richa.
So the
Hello.
problem is basically the suffering which we are considering, right?
Yes, yes. Yes. You're saying something, Shilpi? I think it got overlapped with Rashi or something. No?
So I said it, the physical
Hmm.
to the physical entry.
Yeah.
Sir, understanding this can empower us
Yeah.
for sure in various ways. Um, but it can't make us do anything for everybody else who considers that as a real problem.
We cannot do. For others, we cannot do. Unless that individual asks for a clarification and perhaps ask you that what is your processing about this situation, and then starts exploring on her own.
So we can do one thing,
Yes, ma'am.
to continue the inquiry. Like
Yes, yes, yes.
in every situation, if we are bringing this knack of the inquiry and understanding, then in any way, whatever whatever is being considered as we cannot do anything, we can continue, right? The inquiry. So basically the integrity of our own self is what is
Are you proposing that let's inquire whether we can help others or not in inquiring process? Let's not conclude that we cannot help others. Are you proposing that?
So what I'm saying is that continuing the inquiry is anyway helping others as a byproduct.
How?
Yeah, helping others how?
So if there is someone who is not continuing not inquiring versus someone who is inquiring.
Yeah.
With someone who considers something as a problem, and if we are if the person who is inquiring is in contact with the person who is considering it as a problem, versus someone who is not inquiring is in contact with someone who is considering it as a problem.
Will have a difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So we will not
So-
be irritated. We will not.
So that individual will wonder that why this individual is not being irritated in the similar situation where I used to get irritated. This kind of
or some normal
query?
or someone who is not inquiring mostly are reactive to some situations in some ways, like the general ways, whereas someone who is inquiring will have different, I think there is some
Responses.
difference.
Yes.
Like, yeah, the responses. So the questioning would, if there is some connect, like if we are in physical connection with someone and in conversation with someone, then definitely there will be some questioning if we are really inquiring.
And another thing, just came to my mind while you're proposing this. So what Meenu said is about two situations. One situation that one individual who is not inquiring and finding a situation as a problem, identifying or interpreting a situation as a problem is one situation. And The other situation is that individual is in contact with a person who is inquiring and who is not interpreting the same situation as a problem. Now why this happens? This is this one fact we need to identify. The interpretation of some situation as a problem, this happens because of a comparison. Because that individual compare his situation with anybody else's situation or any other situation of his own life, and then find the difference and feels that this is a problem, identifies that this is a problem. So that individual has got a knack of comparing. And with that knack only, the second scenario where an inquiring person and a non-inquiring person are together, then this non-inquiring person is already having this comparing knack. And with that comparing knack, he will end up comparing the interpretation. That how this individual is not interpreting the same situation which I am interpreting as a problem. Are you able to identify this?
And
Yeah.
also one more thing, sir, inquiry is not something that is not there in people. It is a natural thing. So
It's a
the
block.
blocking,
No,
yeah, so
that
the
individual.
blocking,
Yeah. That
because of
blocking,
the blockage, he is not able to inquire.
yes.
But with someone, if he is in contact with someone who is inquiring, then the blockage because of which he's thinking in some other ways in the interpretation of the problem and all that loosens kind of slowly.
How
So-
that gets up?
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
Rashi, you're saying something.
that person also, in general, everyone has this inquiry knack. So if that person is placing themselves in our shoes, who is inquiring, for example, so they will try to understand the situation from an inquiring perspective also.
So in this situation, I would like to bring
Say
in
that
a,
for sure, but that's the
Yeah.
only thing you can do,
No,
probably.
yeah. What Rashi you're saying?
yeah, so I am saying like sometimes I have seen the other way around. Like if you are inquiring, you are not really reacting as the other person is, and the other person gets irritated actually. So I have seen that happening, like because they are expecting a response, an hyper or an animated response. And when you are not, you are calm and composed, that somehow triggers an, kind of anxiety or I don't know what.
Yeah, that's a phase. That's a phase.
Yeah,
Later on,
yeah.
it gets converted into the inquiry. That why this guy is not responding the way I'm expecting.
Maybe at that
Initially, it's an
situation not.
irritation.
Yeah. Later on, when they are thinking about it, they might go and then check it. But the first reaction will be to get irritated. Ki yaar, kuch to respond kar, like come on, speak up something or do something. So or react. So that's also another way of just interpreting it.
Yeah. So that story, na? That how did you do this? That inquiring person's story.
Which story?
I
sir?
was, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that story used to discuss that one inquiring person. It's actually about Buddha. It used to be shared that way, but we prefer to call it an inquiring person, inquiring together with few people, and then there is another person who was opposing it and started insulting this person publicly. And after some time, when that goes on, and without any response from this individual and without any suppression also, because eyes will speak non-verbal. There was no hatred towards this individual because of the insult or the shouting. It was just inquiry in the eye of the individual. Then experiencing that, this non-inquiring person who started shouting just reduce the voice and start inquiring that how could you do this? How could you do this? How did you not respond the way I was expecting you to respond? This is quite similar. Rashi was proposing. So there will be phases. Irritation will be there, then the wonder, then the surprise, then this inquiring person responded that we are also trying to find out that how could we do this? Let's sit and inquire on that point. Yeah, Viva, you were saying.
I was just saying that it's perhaps also not a linear process, no? I mean, you can't label it as someone not inquiring or an inquiring person. I mean, because every moment the possibility exists for everybody to inquire or not inquire. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
Meaningful. This is meaningful. Yeah. Renuka.
I feel yes, it's all
Jumbled up.
while conversing, it all seems very simple, but it's not as simple. The mind itself is sometimes a big problem. It gives you so many, like say, just the problem could be just duality of any situation. I'll say my problem is that, okay, I can reason out this way also and that way also. So I don't know what's the inner voice saying, what is the voice of the
necessarily this process of inquiry that we are discussing and inquiring is about not concluding in either way. If we are not concluding, if we are keeping an openness of both the poles, then it's a tremendous energy that we experience, and with that energy, the natural movement actually leads us to the other side of the situation, which was discomforting, now gets converted into comforting. And again, the cycle will go on, but as a byproduct, we experience tremendous energy here. Because any conclusion that we make, so as you said, that this way or that way, the proposal is neither way.
how does movement happen? Like you said that last time also I had asked, from then how will an action originate from? How
Yes.
will movement happen? How will...
So there's a 1 minute in this session. Let's rejoin and
I
yeah.
will actually have to move on. I might have another 10 minutes. 6:30, I have a yoga class. So
6:30. So immediately, without any silence, let's relaunch another session
Great.
and continue. Yeah.